Hello, and welcome to AVAntage. The geopolitical chessboard has been upended. Just hours ago, the International Crisis Group issued a flash report warning that a full-scale war between Iran and Israel could trigger economic losses of $15 billion per day. This isn't a distant threat, it's a clear and present danger. Today, we're not just reporting, we're decoding the future, examining the escalation and de-escalation scenarios that will define 2025. I'm Ava Kensington, and on this episode, we're dissecting the 2025 Iran-Israel conflict, a crisis that has moved beyond proxy wars and brinkmanship to a dangerous new phase. We'll analyse the economic, political and strategic fault lines, drawing on expert opinions and the latest geopolitical analysis to reveal the forces shaping this new world order. The question isn't if this conflict will impact you, but how. Get ready for the hard truths. This is AVAntage. Let's start with the most likely escalation scenario, a controlled confrontation. T. Rowe Price analysts, in their mid-year outlook, assign the highest probability to this outcome, with both sides continuing to exchange attacks without direct US involvement. This is driven by Israel's determination to degrade Iran's military capabilities and Iran's need to project strength amidst internal dissent. The key economic driver here is the potential for disruption to regional oil supplies, though not a complete shutdown. However, the risk of a broader conflict involving the United States remains significant. T. Rowe Price analysts consider this a medium probability scenario, triggered by potential attacks on US military assets or a perceived threat to regional energy security. Foreign affairs analysts add that Iran could shift from targeting Israelis abroad to targeting American citizens, a move that would almost certainly provoke a strong US response. What specific economic and political factors could drive these scenarios? In a controlled confrontation, limited disruption to oil supplies and regional economic instability are the main economic drivers, while Israel's military dominance and Iran's need to project strength are the political ones. In a broader conflict that draws in the United States, threats to US energy security and possible closure of the Strait of Hormuz are the economic triggers, while attacks on US assets and Iranian targeting of American citizens are the political catalysts. In a de-escalation scenario, economic incentives for both sides and pressure from major powers could play a role, alongside political changes, such as a shift in Iranian leadership or a change in US policy. Now, let's consider the de-escalation possibilities. While T. Rowe Price analysts assign a low probability to Iran stepping back and approaching the United States for renewed nuclear talks, other experts see potential pathways. A key factor would be a change in Iranian leadership, perhaps following the death of Supreme Leader Khamenei, creating an opportunity for a more pragmatic foreign policy. Another factor would be a shift in US policy, perhaps under a new administration, toward a more diplomatic approach. What are the potential long-term consequences of these scenarios? Chatham House expert Sanam Vakil argues that the conflict has accelerated the decline of US influence in the Middle East, creating a power vacuum that Russia and China are eager to fill. This could lead to a more multipolar world order, with regional actors increasingly seeking alliances outside the traditional US sphere of influence. Rand Corporation experts, however, warn of the potential for a nuclearized Middle East if Iran feels its survival is at stake. Such an outcome would have catastrophic consequences for regional and global security. The 2025 Iran-Israel conflict is a complex and multifaceted crisis with no easy solutions. The most likely scenario is a continuation of controlled confrontation, but the risk of escalation remains high. Key economic and political factors include Israel's military capabilities, Iran's domestic pressures, US involvement, and the global energy market. The range of expert opinions highlights the deep uncertainty surrounding the region's future. While some believe that controlled confrontation is the most likely outcome, others warn of the potential for a broader conflict or even a nuclear war. Preventing further escalation will require addressing the conflict's root causes and fostering a more inclusive regional security architecture. In conclusion, the Iran-Israel conflict remains a major threat to regional and global stability. Controlled confrontation may continue, but but the risk of escalation is ever present. Actions taken by key actors in the coming months will determine whether the region descends into further chaos or finds a path toward a more peaceful future. The world is watching closely, and the stakes could not be higher. Thank you for joining me on AVAntage today. What do you think is the most critical step to prevent further escalation in the Middle East? Share your insights in the comments below. Let's start a conversation about the future of this volatile region and what actions we can take to promote stability and peace. If you found this analysis insightful, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future episodes. This is Ava Kensington, signing off.